I'm going to do it on the cloud. And you know, you can always, do I have water? I'm going to get water real fast. BRB. And then I'm going to talk for a little bit. It'll be real quick. Hold on. Okay. So today we are talking about, I'm pulling up my notes because we're talking about a lot of stuff. Oops, someone came in. Hannah. Say hi to Hannah first. Hi, Hannah. Okay, jokey. As usual, you can interrupt me. Like, this isn't anything rigid. If you have questions or thoughts or feelings, anything that comes up, you know, that's what we're here to do. So I'm gonna do the I guess lecture portion. All of what I'm saying will be put in the portal so that you have it written down. So if you don't need to take notes, if you want to, of course you can, but you'll be getting all the information. And then we're going to be doing a Kriya, but it's a meditation Kriya using mudra and mantra. And it's also, I'm talking today about moon centers as female bodied, the different moon centers. And then the Kriya also pulls it all in together. So mudra, in Sanskrit, the word mudra itself means seal. So we're sealing energy. It's an ancient hand posture, and it's a yoga pose with your hands. These hand gestures originated, at least this is the information that I found. These days, I think it's correct. I've heard a lot, but I'm open to being incorrect if for some reason anyone knows anything else. But originated in Egypt around 5,000 years ago, but didn't get the name mudra until it was used in yogic science in India, because mudra is a Sanskrit word. So using mudra, we seal the energetic effects in the body, the mind, and the energetic layers of ourselves, right? The 10 bodies. So we're using the hands to create movement of energy circuits. So the cool thing about our hands, besides the fact that we have tons of meridians, and in Chinese medicine, right, we have all of these acupressure points, not super familiar with, but in yogic science, and I'm sure other traditions, each finger is correlated to a planet. Each finger of yours connects to a different planet. So the thumb is connected to Mars, and it represents the ego in kundalini. The index finger is Jupiter. So and I don't know a ton about astrology, but it all connects. I think that's the cool part. It all connects. Are you okay? My little dogs. Okay. So Jupiter, and I'm going to give you guys the middle finger, Saturn. Middle finger, Saturn. The Jupiter, Saturn, Sun, and then Mercury. And they all have different energies attached to them. So one story that's cool is that Mars relates to victory, this energy of victory, and You know how we like give like thumbs up? Like when we're doing good, we're doing good. So all of these gestures, all of these hand movements are so built into our society, we don't even know it. And even the middle finger, when I was learning these, did the acronym JSSM, and the middle finger, oh, it's expression. That's what it is. It's like expression. And that's like how I remembered it. I was like, I'm expressing myself. I don't recommend doing it all day, but you know. So the different planets affect different parts of our body. Our teeth are connected to Saturn and the different meridians on the roof of the mouth as well. The eyes, the third eye, sun. Your cheeks are connected to Venus, your forehead, Mercury, nose, Jupiter. So we are truly the microcosm like of the macro. We're just reflecting one another. And so astrologically, you know, we also are very much affected by the moon, our moods. And the moon shifts every 2.25 days. So that's how much time the moon needs. Like it's only in one place for that long. And as that moon moves through its cycles, our energy is affected. So it's not just the full moon or the new moon, it's every 2.25 days. And so you have 9 planets moving through the 12 constellations, and then it brings us to 108 units of change. In yogic tradition, the mala has 108 beads, and it's a very significant number in the tradition. So it's all very much connected. So we know that as women bodies, we're very much closely tied with the cycles of the moon. Our reproductive system, our menstrual cycle changes alongside. According to the Kundalini teachings, women have 11 moon centers that are associated with our specific body parts. So the Kriya that we will be doing, Kirtan Kriya, balances the moon centers within us by using the hand and a specific mantra that I'll introduce you to. So mapping out the moon centers, which it's kind of a homework assignment, but it's done over a few months. It's just kind of more of an invitation, like, and of course it'll be in your portal, poodles. So it can help understand your emotional energy more, realizing, wait, every like 2.25 or about like 2.5 days, the moon is literally affecting all of the energy of my body in a different way, subtly, and it's cyclical. Okay, so I'm gonna go through the moon centers. You have the arc line, which is around your hairline. And when this moon center is activated, you feel your most confident. You feel sensitive, like aware, but not scattered. Things seem to fall into place. And it's just like, it's probably your best 2.5 days during the month. When the moon center moves to the lower organs, it represents productive and high energy. When it's around the earlobes, this is when you will perhaps feel analytical. You'll want to, it's like you're passionate about your values. When it's in around the sex organs, you feel more sociable, more outgoing. It's a really good time to tap into the divine feminine energy. When it's in the back of the neck, you're feeling romantic. When it's around the heart center, it's the opportunity to really move through walls that you've perhaps put up in the heart. When it's at the lips, it's extreme communication. So very expressive. You feel like you can express your words, and this is when a lot of anger can come out. The cheeks, when it's at the cheeks, in the Kundalini tradition, so I do want to say that a lot of these traditions and practices were brought over to the West by men. And sometimes the language when talking about women's emotions, I find to be like not, I don't know how to say it, but just like keeping that in mind, right? So they say that when it's around the cheeks, it's like a dangerous time. You're uncontrollable. And it's like, get the fuck out of here. Like, you know, like, what do you know? But I would say just from a female point of view, it's when you're feeling like, you know, emotional, intense. I don't have to, I mean, you know, really sensitive. Like if someone kind of breathes the wrong way, they better watch out. When it's around the eyebrows, it stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, and this was where you can be relaxed and imaginary. Now, I find when I've done charting of the moon centers, it first helps to just be charting your regular menstrual cycle, or if you're not bleeding, then just your like emotional cycles through the month, and then explore the 2.5-day periods just by writing down like how you're feeling. And then I kind of just meditate and breathe for a few minutes and intuitively feel like I just like ask the moon, I'm like, where are you in my body? And then I kind of get the sense, I look up what that moon center represents, and then I see if it like makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense, leave it, you know? This is just kind of part of the practice, and it ties so much with the mudras because of the different planets in the hand and whatnot. So I hope that made sense. Does anyone have, oh, I see someone wrote in the chat. I don't have it up. My bad. Does anyone have any? Oh, Vanessa, I'm seeing what you wrote. Yeah, like we're hysterical, right? Didn't we get women get put in mental institutions for hysteria? Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I was first in my first training for Kundalini yoga, it was very obviously male oriented. Just a lot of the teachings and the dogma and how men should dress and women should dress, and like, you know, it comes from a very dogmatic, a lot of these Eastern philosophies and practices, it comes from a lot of dogma and patriarchy and a caste system as well. So being able to take the wisdom and the gems out of it and then applying it to how we are, you know, we're moving into feminine age, the Aquarian age. It is the rise of the lost matriarchies. So to really be able to reflect from the inside, how does this feel intuitively? Does this make sense to me? because it doesn't really matter if it makes sense to this tradition or what. So I do try to teach it in a way that we all feel safe and comfortable to explore it for ourselves. That's what it's here for. What else was I feel like I had something else to say. I don't know. Maybe it'll come to me. Oh, this was one thing. Also, in studying a lot of these Eastern philosophies through the years, I had originally come from more of a background of practicing pagan rituals. So very much with the cycles of the earth and the moon and these feminine deities and whatnot. And when I came into the Kundalini tradition, it was only focused on one God, one source, which I get, I understand, but they'd refer to it as a he. And kind of, so I learned to kind of blend. So I encourage you to always blend. I guess that's my point. And then you can find the beauty within all practices and traditions. So meditation is basically we are creating the intention to master the fluctuations of the mind, to develop our inner relationship to really layered projections in which we create our reality from. Meditation allows us to release stored energy patterns in the body, in the energy field, in the subconscious. It creates space in between the thoughts that arise and then that pretty much instantaneous emotional attachment to it. So when non-attachment is talked about a lot, I think it's misunderstood a little bit to ignore the emotions. Just be like, that's just a thought. Yeah, it is just a thought. But the emotional energy clinging onto it real fast isn't like something to sweep away. In my work in channeling, it's been understood as actually like karmic energy, that when we create space between the thought and the energy patterning, then that energy patterning can be, because like we're accepting it, right? We're not pushing it away. Then that energetic patterning can be processed through the layers of energy, through the emotional field and through the body and released. That's the only way I've really found it to be able to be untangled and released. And that's how we dissipate karma. But that is the beauty of meditation. We're just detaching the thoughts from the emotion so that we can look at it from a neutral space. And neutrality is loving. And to be able to offer love to those emotional pieces is what allows the body to feel safe enough to feel the intensity and then to release it. So I wrote, what did I write? With this space, emotional and karmic energy can move through the body as opposed to getting stuck. Yeah. So that's like all I have in my notes. Does anyone have any questions or thoughts or Hannah, I don't see you. No pressure, but I like seeing you. Okay, so we are going to prepare for our practice together. Oh, I should tell you what we're doing a little more. So we're doing what's called Kirtan Kriya. It involves a combination of focused breath work and chanting. Oh, Hannah, you're using your phone? That's okay. I'm sorry I put you on the spot. I just love you, that's why. Finger movements, mudras, and visualization. So we're using everything so far that we've learned in one Kriya. The mantra, which I will put it in the chat right now, you'll learn it real quick. It's not like super complicated. It's Saa Taa Naa Maa. I guess I should do a whiteboard, but I feel like you don't even need it. Saa Taa Naa Maa. So Saa Taa Naa Maa is infinity, life, death, and rebirth. So it is the cycles of existence, especially on Earth in this third density, our experience here. And it also very much, I find it to be a very feminine energy. We're such creative beings, and holding the womb that can hold life and then goes through the cycles with the moon every month and so on. It really is a beautiful practice, especially for the emotional fluctuations that the female form experiences through the moon centers and whatnot. So this particular meditation has actually been used in scientific clinical studies with Alzheimer's and it has been proven to help with memory and the brain. So when I add all of this to the portal, I'll attach that study and that information too, just because it's really interesting that these things are like incredibly effective, and science is finally getting around to like looking into it, because it's like, oh wow, these traditions from thousands and thousands of years are onto something. This is also a really great Kriya for emotional balance. That's all I'm going to say, because you'll feel it. I really think you'll feel it. Personal story, because why not? Back when I was in, I don't know, 21 or 22 or something, I was going through my first like big, adult heartbreak, and I still had to work with him every day in the summer. We were like lifeguards at the beach together, and the only way that I could like function was to do Kirtan Kriya every morning for half hour. And my sister, we were living together at the time, and she would like hold me accountable, and it did something. I mean, I was still freaking wreck, like not, but like there was just some ability, there was some sort of emotional balance that I got out of it. So I think that's like all that I need to like really actually talk about. Yeah. So finding a comfortable seat, whatever that is for you. Most important thing is a long spine. And also make sure that you can hear me. That is important as well. Pull up the chat. You can always type something in the chat or unmute yourself if anything gets funky. Okay. See myself. Okay. Long spine. Rolling the shoulders up, back and down. Slight tuck of the chin. Eyes closed. Allowing the hips to rest. The belly is soft. Bringing the hands into Gyan mudra, which is the index finger and the thumb, ego and Jupiter. Bringing them to face up on the knees. Take a deep inhale. And exhale out the mouth. Middle finger and thumb. Deep inhale. And exhale. Ring finger and thumb. Inhale. And exhale. Pinky finger and thumb. Inhale. And exhale. Back to your ring finger. Inhale. And exhale. Middle finger and thumb. Inhale. And exhale. Index finger and thumb. Inhale. Hold. Suspend the breath. And exhale. So just that sequence alone, if you bring in the mantra Sat Nam, inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam, go through the deep breaths with the mudra, that alone is a practice, right? You're bringing in pranayama, mudra, mantra, and meditation. It's a good tool to have. Bringing your hands into prayer, Anjali Mudra. Pressing in and up at the sternum. Finding your points of alignment once again, rolling the shoulders up, back and down, slight tuck of the chin, slight engagement of the navel, really elongating the spine, elongating the back of the neck, and the crown reaches. Focusing at the third eye center. Deep inhale. And slow exhale out the nose. And on the next inhale, we will tune in together with Om Namo Gurudev Namo, followed by the Mangala Charan mantra. Deep inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Angure Name, Jugat Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Sri Gurudeve Name. Angure name, Jugangure name, Satgure name, Sri Guru Deve name. Angure name, Jugangure name, Satgure name, Sri Guru Deve name. Take a deep inhale. Hold. Inhale a little bit more. And slowly exhale. Staying in prayer, staying in stillness. Soft inhale, soft exhale. Inhale, soft, exhale, Nam. The truth of the moment is your infinite essence. Deep inhale once again. Raising the palms above the head. Hold. And exhale, slowly sweeping around the body, around the electromagnetic field. Bringing the legs out in front of you. I'm going to do a little bit of stretching before we move into our meditation Kriya because your legs deserve it. So just shaking them out a little bit. And bringing your hands in, just patting the legs, saying, I love you, legs. Thank you so much for being here with me, for bringing me places, for letting me do yoga and walk my dogs and walk around the food store and all of the great things that your legs and your feet and your toes and your knees and your thighs allow you to do. Give them love, 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 love. And pointing and flexing your feet. Taking some deep breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Inhaling the arms up. Exhale, hinging over. You don't want to round the spine too much, but just touching wherever you are, whether at your shins or your thighs or your feet. And from here, you're inhaling. Go to the side of someone's waiting room. You're inhaling part way up. Exhale, hinge. So you're feeling a stretch. You're breathing somewhat intensely. Deep inhale, part way up. Hold the breath. And exhale. This is where you can release the hold, drop the head, round the spine, and just rock side to side. Coming to center and walking the hands back in towards the body. We're going to bring our legs back into cross leg, but don't worry, we're going to stretch them more in a different way before we sit for our meditation. So we are going to do some Sufi grind just to open up the hips and ground the lower energy center, that lower triangle. Hands face down on the knees and beginning counterclockwise. You're inhaling forward and exhaling, rounding back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Long, deep breath. Inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam. Opposite direction, nice and easy, going with your breath at your own pace. A couple more rotations on this side. And when you are ready, coming up to the center. Deep inhale. And exhale. You are keeping one leg in and one leg extended. It doesn't matter which side. And just kind of bringing it out to the side a little bit. Finding wherever you are on this leg where you can feel the stretch. But again, you don't want to like collapse over. The opposite hand extends out. Inhale in this position. And then exhale. Just bend over. Nice stretch in the side body. Being mindful of your flexibility. Inhale up. Exhale. Over. Inhale up. Exhale over. Allow the breathing to be full, intentional, and then nice, beautiful exhale. Breathing into the side of the ribs, filling the lungs, breathing into the stretch of the leg, the grounding of the hips, and then releasing, really feeling the opening. Inhale Sat, exhale Nam. Inhaling up and exhale. Shake out the hands, roll the shoulders a little bit. And switch sides, switch your legs. The opposite leg is in and out. Finding a long spine, as long as you can make it, feeling really grounded in the pelvis, the hips. Finding where you are for a stretch. Opposite hand extends. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Moving at your own pace with your own breath. Noticing, like, are you tighter on one side? I go to yin yoga a lot, and we do a lot of like rib openers, and I swear there's demons in my ribs. It's like crazy amount of like stuck energy in that side body. So really breathe into that. Take your time stretching. Remember, inhale Sat, exhale Nam. The mind is gonna wander. We don't have any music on. It's like, oh man, what do I have to do tomorrow? What do I need to buy at the store? Like, bring it back, bring it back. Inhaling up, center, deep breath. And exhale. Bringing that leg back in. Inhaling the arms up. And exhale, folding over the legs, dropping the head. You'll feel this through the hips. Taking some long, deep breaths here. Deep inhale through the nose. And exhale. Deep inhale. And exhale. Walking the hands back into the body. Moving into some neck rolls. Starting on one side. Doesn't matter which side, just roll the head. Opposite direction. Bringing the head back to center. Deep inhale. And exhale. So we are going to move into our Kriya, which is categorized as a meditation. So it's unique. You'll see why. Excuse me. So in the chat, I wrote the mantra that we're using. Saa Taa Naa Maa. So there's a few different components of how we're using it. We are using our fingers as we use the mantra. So scooch up here. Index finger and thumb is Sa. Middle finger and thumb Ta. Ring. Sa, Na. Pinky. Ma. Sa Ta Na Ma. Sa Ta Na Ma. Pretty simple. And okay, so but when we're using the mantra, first, let me think. It's broken up by saying it aloud I'm going to either do 2 to 3 minutes. I'm not going to tell you which one yet. Or maybe I just don't know yet. One of those. 2 or 3 minutes. So we say it out loud for that amount of time. Then we whisper it for that amount of time. Then we say it silently in our minds for double that time. So if we're doing 2 minutes, it'll be for 4 minutes. So 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 4 minutes. Then we whisper it for 2 minutes and we say it aloud for 2 minutes. And that concludes the Kriya. So by doing it aloud and then whisper and then silently, it represents the layers of the ethers of manifestation, the different realms of existence and density. And when we're saying it, I'm trying to remember, I forget I'm pretty sure Saa Taa Naa Maa, Saa Taa Naa Maa. I'm like forgetting in my brain. Sorry. Forgetting in my brain what we're supposed to do with it in our brain. I need to look it up real fast because I don't want to mess this part up because it is important. One of my books. Take a sip of water as where's Kirtan Kriya? Continue repeating. Okay. Okay. The visual process of repeating the mantra goes, I got it right. Okay. Goes into, it's like an L shape into the crown of your head and then out at the brow point. Okay. So, Saa Taa Naa Maa, Saa Taa Naa Maa, Saa Taa Naa Maa. I guess whenever I do it, I completely forget that part. So if you forget that part when we're doing it, no worries. But that is a piece of it. So I'm going to do it with you. The mantra will catch on quickly. And I have a timer. Now I will tell you, it's not easy to sit and meditate for between, I don't know, 16 and 20 minutes. But you know, you can stretch your legs, do your thing, and just do your best to say with the mantra. In my level 1 training, we did this mantra for 2.5 hours. I was like so mad. I hated it. I was like, what the fuck? But I felt good after. So, okay, I got my timer. So, long spine. Sorry, I'm like super wacky today, like more than usual. I don't know why. As always, you can move your legs around if you need to. You can sit on your heels if it's more comfortable, maybe on a chair against the wall, whatever you need to do. Bringing your hands, beginning in Gyan Mudra. Maybe I'll do this. Allowing them to rest on your knees. I'm going to hold mine up just in case you need to look. Take a deep inhale. And exhale. I'm going to begin using the mantra aloud. You join in, then I'll transition to whisper, then I'll indicate when we do it silently, and then I'll get us out with a whisper, and then we'll, you know, the whole thing. Saa Taa Naa Maa, Saa Taa Naa Maa, Saa Taa Naa Maa, Saa Taa Naa Ma. Saa Taa Naa Maa. 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 Whisper. Saa Taa Naa Maa. 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 Moving inward, saying it silently within your own mental body. Imagining the energy entering the crown of the head, moving through the brain waves and projecting out of the third eye and then back into the crown. Coming into a whisper. Saa Ta Na Maa. Saa Ta Na Maa. Saa Ta Na Maa. Saa Ta Na Saa Taa Naa Maa. 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 Bringing your hands into Gyan Mudra, index finger and thumb, taking a deep inhale. Hold. Inhale a little more. And exhale. Focusing at the third eye, feeling the reverberation of the mantra still moving through your psyche, moving through the layers of your energy, weaving itself through the quantum field like a ripple, a pebble moving into a pond, rippling outward, outward, outward into your fields, the relationships around you, the people in your community, out past the people in your country, across oceans. Deep inhale and exhale. Bringing the hands into prayer, pressing in and up at the sternum. We'll be closing our sacred circle with a long Sat Nam. Deep inhale. Sat Nam. Sorry. Penelope, thank you for protecting you. I bow to the truth and the love and the light and the divinity within each of you. Penelope, Penelope, may we know that the work that we do on the inside of our hearts and our minds, it really is enough. It really, really can change the world, the lives of so many, our lives. You are enough. Right here, right now, you are enough. Deep inhale and exhale. Sat Nam, Waheguru. Thank you so much for being here. And like the class, like I guess it was kind of about like cycles too, right? It's kind of because the astrology in the fingers, cosmos, the cycles of the cosmos is in our hands, the planetary movement is in our bodies, and then the moon centers, and then life, death, rebirth, infinity, it's all so connected. So just remember that with every breath, you are connected with everything, and you are just as magical and powerful and creative as the energy that created worlds. So I hope you have a beautiful rest of your Sunday evening. I will put everything into the portal, during the week, sooner than later, I intend. If you have any questions along the way, you know where to find me. And yeah, that's it. So I hope we did the meditation for 15 total minutes. So I did 2.5 minutes for each section. And then the silent part is double, so it was 5 minutes. If you want to do it on your own, you can do that time frame, or I've done it as little as 1 minute per section. So it is a really, I'm sure you felt that it was a very like balancing meditation. Even teaching it, I was like, oh, I feel balanced for like a hot minute, So bye. See y'all next week.